Coming for real. Coming for real.
Hey, you know I'm reppin' purple, gold, split, pole, another touchdown party in the end zone. Reppin' purple, gold, split, pole, another touchdown party in the end zone. You know, yeah, you know, yeah, you know, yeah. Don't try to act like you don't, yeah. Hey, you know I'm on the hill 'cause it's real. I done did it from the booth to the field, man, for real. I'm turned all the way up to the ceiling, how I'm feeling. We ain't gotta talk about it, man, we live it. Let them know that we the sickest purple baby. From my head to my arms, March and storm coming through. Beat sound like a bomb, no need for no alarm. Porters all in the farm, go ask and they know.
Come on, man.
Louisiana to Dallas, H-Town to Cali. Can't
Can't forget about
my
the spill.
doggone it hit. I gotta do it for 6, or should I say landlord? Back to the band, boy. I know it's gonna turn them up, sing along with the fans, boy. Yelling, watch this.
Come on, y'all. It's 2024.
On every top list. Homecoming poppin', yeah, we cannot miss. It ain't no question, I'm a Panther. Stand the boy every time that we do it, they do it. Now I'm reppin' purple, gold, split, pole. Another touchdown party in the end zone. Reppin' purple, gold, split, poles.
Hey, listen.
Another touchdown
It's the
party
season
in the
preview,
end
baby.
zone. You know.
Y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all already know what it is. It's the season preview show. All right. It's the season preview show. And so I couldn't do it by myself, though. I was like, listen, it's a big year. It's going down. Let me listen. I gotta blow myself up. Because listen, it's a big year. It's going down. We got the Change Rocking Football Alumni Association, got the Change Rocking. You know what I'm saying? 1876 Foundation out here making movies. Because this year about to be a movie. Listen, we writing big checks. We writing big checks, man. Listen. So I couldn't do it on my own. I said, you know what? I gotta have another Panther representative on. I said, who better? Who better than to have join the show than that bad man, Joe Cleasy? What's going on, Joe Clay?
Man, what it do, bro? You that music got me hyped, man. I'm ready for the season to get started. Let's get Saturday. Let's get it.
Let's get to it right now. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, D Black? Appreciate you for joining us. That man Q, it's almost time. T-minus 72 hours. It's about to go down. You know what I'm saying? I see my man Elvin in the chat too as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely about to go down. And listen, I also had to bring some other Panthers who know close firsthand what it's like to go through a season, so they can bring it on, man. And that's my man Kendon Jones, linebacker for the Panthers over the last few years, and also our man Arrington Taylor are going to be joining us this evening, right? So I'm excited for both of them to be joining us. Kendon, are you on, man? I know you. I know you
Yes,
don't got
sir,
your
I'm
audio
on.
on. Hey, what's
I'm
going on,
on.
man? How you doing?
I'm ready, man. Ready to get my input and my output, man.
Hey, listen. That's how we do it, man. Each and every day, man. So I had to listen. I had to get the guys on who really know what it is. You know what I mean? This year, because it's an exciting season. It's about to be an exciting season, man. I think everybody is feeling that momentum, right? I think everybody is feeling that juice. I just wanted to ask you, Joe, man, when is the last time for you felt like you felt this momentum from the alumni to the players to the coaches to the administration, where it's like almost like everybody is synchronized on the same page that, listen, we got a goal and everybody understands what the goal. I mean, when is the last time you feel like you felt this energy we feeling this year?
I tell you what, I've been associated with Prairie A&M University since 1990, June the 1st, that is. This momentum, this energy started with the spring game. That spring game, the whole presentation that they put on was the energy started there. It continued as Coach McDowell and Coach Wheaton started bringing in some of those grad transfer, those transfer guys, the talent. They started bringing in them big studs, them big boys. Then they really dropped the bomb when they brought in the QB, who has been named the starter, Lucas Coley. So it's been quite some time since I felt this type of energy around the program. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. When we step off the bus, we gonna look like a true D1
Yeah.
power.
Yeah. And I'm ready for it. I'm excited, man. Arrington, what's going on, my guy?
What's going on?
Hey, man, you know, we had to bring, you know what I'm saying? It's always good when we got South Oak Cliff in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Come
So,
on, man.
you know what I'm saying? It's always good when you get South Oak Cliff in the building, right? You know what I'm saying? And I know I got Kendon Wright is joining us on audio too. He's in the building, man. For you guys, you know, you guys have been part of this team that's been building for the last few years, right? You know, it had Bryce Turner on, right? And we talked about that 2021 team. That year we got to the championship game, fell short. But I mean, it was like literally right there in our grasp, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even though I know you guys now are on the other side, right? It almost feels similar to back when I was in school and that 2009 championship team came and got the job done, but we had those guys from the years before who have been building to that. What do you guys feel about this team that's on the field? Because some of these guys, obviously, you played with, right? Some of these guys are new, but what do you guys feel about this energy that you're feeling, you know, at the beginning of this year too?
I feel like that with the new OC coming in, I feel like his offense, he's gonna open up the playbook and get those guys that are athletes in open space and get them to make plays. Defense, I think the defense is gonna bring the juice, man. Cole Rock be on it. He bring the juice. So when he bringing the juice, everybody coming with it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm expecting some great results this first game. I'm gonna be in attendance. It's gonna be great, man.
No, it's gonna be good, man. Kendon, what about you, man? What's your thoughts? Can you hear us? Okay, I think he had to drop off, man. But yeah, I know he's gonna join us back in a second. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because man, we got some stuff to talk about. You know what I mean, tonight. There you go. I think he's back in now. Let me add him to the stage. Hey, Kendon, what's going on, man? You with us?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
There you go. I got you. Yeah, man. So what's your thoughts, man? How do you feel about the buzz that's going on right now with this team? Obviously being a part of the team for the last few years. But what do you feel like, man, with this buzz that's going around leading into this 2024 campaign?
Yes, sir. Hold on 1 second. I really feel like there's a lot of young guys that have an opportunity to step into a lot of big roles that, you know, guys like me, Trey Green, Keyshawn left, especially in the linebacker room.
Yeah.
You know, like my little brother, little Javen, and Nigel, all those guys, Rob. I feel like there's a big chance for them to come and like set the tone. So the season is really gonna be on all the young guys because a lot of the older seniors like me and AT, we gone. And you know, like, and on that offensive side, AT, you know, he was there. He was like a 5-year starter, I think. So it's like we got guys like that need to be replaced. And so those young guys are gonna have to step up and do it real, like, you know, with aggressiveness and with command.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel good. I feel good about the O-line coming up, like what they got out there. I feel like we're gonna do damage. I feel like we're gonna set the tone first game, and we're gonna be that.
That was definitely a big question, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we talk about a team that O-line, right, that room has been solid for us the last few years, right? You know what I'm saying? You talking about you guys had people in that room, right, that was there since freshman year. You know what I mean? And so you guys had that continuity, you know, on that team. So I'm super excited, man. We about to get into it, man. We about to get into it. Before I do that, y'all already know, right? I gotta just remind y'all a couple things coming up, right? First and foremost, I gotta tell y'all, listen, if y'all not following us over on Instagram and Twitter, make sure y'all do so, man. We doing big things on these Twitter streets. We out here causing ruckus, all right? Because we've been telling people since January what's about to happen, all right? So this tour that we about to go on, they can't be surprised because, bro, we done made t-shirts and everything. We've been letting them know. So we getting active on these Twitter streets. Make sure y'all over there too as well. Like and subscribe to the video, bro. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, man. Represent for PV Nation. Goal is 600 subs before August 31st. We get 6 or 7 in this business. So go ahead and show love to the channel. Get those 600 subs up. Also, want to remind y'all, I don't know if y'all know last year, right? We had this thing we did called PV Fantasy Football, right? You know what I'm saying? So something we came up that was really, you know, interesting that people really love, you know, help us to, one, get to know the players, right? You know what I'm saying? Get to know the guys on the team. And so we're bringing it back again for the new year, man. So if you want to be a part of getting in this PV Fantasy Football Challenge, man, I'm going to drop the link. The link is actually in the description of the video too, right? So you can go ahead and put your week 1 picks in, right? And this is just like fantasy football, right? You know what I'm saying? So you get to choose your guys on offense, your guys on defense, who you think gonna put numbers up, right? And we're gonna accumulate that total, and we're putting something together, right, for that person, right, who wins this challenge at the end of this year, right? So we're getting bigger and better when we talk about the PV Fantasy Football Challenge we got going on. And if you guys didn't know, my man told me I can go ahead and drop this news, man. Hey, listen, we got the 1876 Alliance, bro. Listen, we talking about NIL and talk about what needs to be done in this day and age, right? You know what I'm saying? You see Joe Cleasy shaking his head, man. Listen, the 1876 Alliance, hey, man, it's here, all right? It's here. And listen, there's some plans. I can't even tell you about all the plans, man, but listen, just know we here, man. We're bringing NIL to PV athletes, right? All 18 sports. So we're super excited about what's about to be going on, man, as they get things together. And I know as they have more information come out and drop, we'll definitely let all of PV Nation know, because obviously we need your support and need you to be a part of what we're doing and what we're building. But that 1876 Alliance, man, is coming up and is dropping. And again, on Sundays, we're going to have a recap show. We go through all of the SWAC games, right? Talking about what happened and what's been affected. And last but not least, man, if you're not ready for the season, I know you can't be ready to buy a home yet. You know what I'm saying? But you need to get ready, because our man, listen, PV alumni. It's a PV alum here, Mr. Jeff McKissick, man. He's a Texas licensed loan officer with Fairway Independent Mortgage Company, and he gonna guide you, man, to making your experience seamless. So he understands your financial situation may not be perfect, but it's okay. The sooner you start the conversation, the sooner you two can identify whatever issues like credit or loan payments that you have. And by identifying those concerns early, man, Jeff will help you to develop a plan to improve your financial standing, making your dream of owning a home achievable sooner than you think. So don't let the fear of discussing your household finances hold you back. Get started now on taking the first steps towards your new home and taking the big step up in your life, right? Apply today, prepare yourself with knowledge and a plan to purchase your home. And of course, man, he's always saying, get out and support all PV athletics, and he'll see you at the Labor Day Classic, man. And we'll definitely see you there too, because it's about to go down, man. Listen, it's about to go down this year. The first thing I want to do though, man, because obviously we're talking about this new year, but to me, you can't really get into the new year first. I think we got to review, man, what is going on in the past, right? And so obviously we saw what happened last year, right? 6-6 season on last year. I think it's definitely a season of up and downs, right? You know what I'm saying? We kind of have a little up and downs. Got some big wins though, especially you see those last 3 games before the SWAC Championship, over UAPB, over Southern, over Alabama State, right? To get into that SWAC Championship games. For your assessment, man, I start with you, Joe, man. What was your thoughts just about last year and how the guys fought right throughout the season to get into the SWAC Championship game and give themselves a chance to win and bring it home?
I think that obviously the season didn't end the way we wanted it to, but going throughout the progression of the season, I think Trey Conley grew as a quarterback. Everyone I think wanted to see him throw the ball more, and they just wouldn't open the offense. Our former OC, Coach Fredericks, just would not open the offense. I think that the way everyone wanted to see. I think our our run to pass ratio was about 70% run to 30% pass.
65-35, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that held us back a lot with our scoring efforts. We should have definitely beat Grambling. I think if you were at the Cotton Bowl or the State Fair Classic, that was a disappointing loss. We were expected to beat TSU. We done beat the brakes off of TSU for how many years? I don't know. Since for the last 2 generations, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. But the win against Alcorn State was impressive. We fought hard and we pulled that one out. They had a very good team, very good quarterback, and in my opinion, a good coach. Coach McNair is one of the best coaches in the SWAC. We were able to pull that out. But then I think the headache, the 2-time headache last season was, as everyone knows, FAMU. FAMU, we had to go to Tallahassee twice, and we couldn't get it done either time. And that's the hump we need to get over, that FAMU hump. If you saw them play the other day, I don't think the talent jumped off the page the way it did last year, but it was the first game of the season, 0 week, and they got better and better as the game went on. So I'm curious to see how we look, especially at the line of scrimmage, both on offense and defense, to see how our newly bought in talent, how it gels, and kind of give us an idea of how we will look against FAMU.
Nah, man. Arrington, man, for you, when you look back at 2023, what was the defining moment of last year for you, right? When you look back at last season?
I say the defining moment was when we beat. All right, I say when we beat Alcorn, it was like, all right, we took 2 non-conference losses, but it's time for like SWAC play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, how do y'all want to be remembered? Like, going out. You feel me? So we beat Alcorn. We hadn't beat Alcorn since I had been here.
Yeah.
So that was a huge dub for us. Then, you know, we fall short to ground. Okay. So then we go on to beat Valley. Valley had beat us past 2 years. They stopped us a year before from going to the SWAC Championship again.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So beating Valley, that meant something. So then we played Houston Christian out of conference. Okay. So then we played FAMU. And we had guys out the first time versus FAMU, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, we were going to the bye week. And then we all had like a senior meeting. We met up, man. The main focus was like, what we gonna do? Like, how we gonna do this? Like, because we wasn't out when we lost to FAMU, we still wasn't out of the race.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like we wasn't losing hope. Like, you know what I'm saying? We strong. Like that was our mindset. Like, bro, we got to get it done. Like, so then we go play Arkansas Pine Bluff. We beat them. Then we went to Southern, and this one was, you know what I'm saying, personal because, you know what I'm saying, the previous year they had beat us, and it's our former head coach. You feel me?
Yeah.
So we go to Southern. We go down there, handle business. Alabama State, which was a tough game, but we still prevailed. You know what I'm saying? Then we got back to the SWAC Championship, and we couldn't get it done. But the whole determining factor was it don't matter like what we got to do. We're gonna play in December. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't get to play in December.
That's true. That's facts. Nah,
so, yeah, that's what it was.
Nah, man, and y'all was able to you know, you talk about adversity, right? And I guess the way that I felt, and I've said this on the channel, you know, recently, right, on some shows, I remember being in high school, right? And in a high school comparison to college, 2 different levels, right? But the mindset of a team that goes to the championship game and loses, right? Yeah. And their preparation and focus on coming back the next year and getting the job done, that's what happened with us. And so I'm like, I just feel when I'm looking at this squad, when I'm looking at the coaches, when I'm looking at the preparation that's being put in place, I'm like, I see it in the eyes of everybody, the same look that I had and that we had those couple years ago, man. And so, Kendon, man, I want to ask you, you know what I'm saying? I know you're joining us, man. For you, when you look at last year, especially those 3 games before the championship game, right? What was the thought process and the mindset as you guys were saying, okay, we're going to go and take it game by game and get it done? Because obviously, if people don't remember, that UAPB game was a game where I think you gave 1 passing yard that game, right? You know, Southern, this whole second half of the Southern game, literally no passing yards, right? No first down.
No first down.
That last play, you know what I'm saying? When our boy, you know what I'm saying, caught that long pass, right? You know, the desperation pass. And then obviously Alabama State, you was able to keep them, you know, down to 14 points, right? That bend don't break. So what was the just mindset of the defense doing those last 3 games, man, that got you guys over the hump to get back to the SWAC championship game?
Well, I'll start off by saying there was a lot of extra time put in during those weeks because I know after Grambling game, like that's what I would say the turning point was. I was listening a little bit to AT, but I think the turning point was the Grambling game, and then that kind of refocused us, you know, because it's like I know we hadn't lost to Grambling in about 4 or 5 years, you know, so after that happened, we were kind of like, okay, like we were kind of too lax, so practice got way more intense, like coaches were way more intense, you know, so it's like after that, I feel like everybody kind of was like how AT said, we even had the senior meeting, and it was just a lot of refocusing, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I could speak for. Like, I know Coach Rock, man, after we lost that game, Coach Rock was not playing. Like, he already wasn't playing, but, you know, like, he wasn't playing. So a lot of that, and it was just like, we're not giving up any first downs. Like, that was the mindset, you know, and you can kind of see through those games, like, okay, we don't have to let anybody score. Like, I know I actually personally stood up in a meeting and I said, you know, when I was in middle school, we had something that if someone scored, like, we would get in trouble, you know? So I was like, why do we even have to let people score? Like, why try to hold them to 21? Why not hold them to 0? So that was kind of the focus, you know? So, like, and as you saw, like, when we played Southern, locked them down. When we played against, like, Arkansas Pine Bluff, locked them down. Like, you know, so it was just a lot of that, like a lot of refocusing and a lot of just individual meetings, and
that's
I would
dope,
attribute
man.
it to that.
And I you could tell, right, that the mindset change was there and that it was different, right? You know what I mean, and that it was starting to click. And I think that's, Joe, from what you was talking about in the spring. I think when I was looking at the guys in the spring, that's the thing that jumped off the page to me, was like the defense. I'm like, man, it's like a different energy. It's a different level. And I'm just getting excited because I'm like, man, it seems like everybody's clicking and they getting it. Is that something for you when you looked at, you know, the team during spring ball, before we get to the fall, right, during spring, that you start saying, man, I think this is going to be a different team and a different defense this year?
Yeah, you could tell right off the rip that the defense, the talent that they bought in, the December transfers that they bought in, were going to make a difference. The front seven, you could tell that it was going to be a different ball game. The linebacking core, you know, in my opinion, the linebacking core has been the strength of the team over the last few years. And, you know, we got returning starters with Jeremiah Harris and William Shanko coming in, but we bought in some big dudes on the defensive line that we got to see during spring ball. And you could tell they had confidence. They had confidence that they could stand up against any SWAC opponent and non-conference opponents, some of the bigger D1 non-conference opponents. That's really what Coach Bubba recruited for, is to be able to not only win SWAC games, but win non-conference games. And you could see at that spring game that that's what that defense was geared to.
No, and that's big. And that's one thing that Coach Bub said, man. He was looking, he said, hey, we got a line, right? You know what I'm saying? Defensive line that's big as I have seen since we've been here, right? You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I wanted to, you know, move forward, man, and just, you know, we're going to go through and talk about a couple different things. You know, we got the all SWAC selections. We're going to mention that in a second, but I want to bring some guys up, man, because I know we got some guys who going to be on the field this year, who are going to be intimately connected, right, what goes on the field. And one of those guys, man, is Mr. Javen Jackson. You know what I'm saying? So I want to bring my guy up. I know that when I talked to, you know, Coach Marlin, man, I asked him, I say, man, listen, I know special teams is one thing that we are really excited about this year, and we're really trying to see us turn up to another level when you talk about special teams play, because those are the hidden yards that sometimes people don't pay attention to in games. But, you know, we've had guys before who had the speed to get the job done. But, you know, it's a collective, right? It's all about 11 men on the field all the time. And I asked him, man, who is a guy that you would say, man, this is the guy on special teams? And he said, listen, the guy who has said he's put his head down and said, man, he's making special teams like, listen, he took pride, right, in being special on special teams, is Javen Jackson, right? Outside of our specialists, right, who we got a great group of 4 specialists, but he said Javen Jackson, man. And so that's the confidence that Coach Watson has in you, my guy. You know what I mean? Because your name was the one he mentioned. So first of all, man, how are you doing? What's going on, bro? How you feeling right now?
Man, what's up, brother? I'm excited. That's one thing that I can truly say. I'm excited. we got 3 days in a wake up, and I can't wait for the world to see it. I can't wait.
3 days and a wake up, man. I love it, man. I love it. You know what I'm saying? So, first and foremost, man, and I get a floor to my guys here, Joe, Arrington, man. Any thoughts you guys want to ask Javen, especially in regards to this special teams unit, you know what I'm saying, that the team is formulating for this upcoming season?
Yeah, for certainly. The special teams is not something that a unit that has given us a lot of points over the last few years. What do you think, in your opinion, what are you doing differently to ensure that becomes an integral part of putting points on a scoreboard this season?
You said, what am I doing differently? One thing I would say, what is Coach Watson doing differently? He's instilling in us that special team is a very important stage of the game. And if you can get a turnover in there, that can change the whole momentum of the game. We work every day on tackling, on stripping, on be able to get the ball on the ground so we can fall on it. Coach Watson has instilled in a lot of young guys that special teams is very important. Special teams is a significant role. It might be small to the people up in the stands, but if you can make a big play on special teams, you can change the narrative of the whole game. Yes, sir. And I truly am a believer of that. And one thing I can say that I will be doing, I will be hunting that ball. And I will be trying to get that ball back to our offense as many times as possible so we can win that game.
Hey, listen, man. I think that's what I've been seeing throughout just since January to now, right, is the mindset, right? I talked about it when Coach Weeden came on, right? It's like you got to first, like your mindset got to think differently. You got to believe differently, see differently if things going to change. And if you're saying that this unit now this year is saying, hey, listen, we understand that special teams is special, right? It's important. We understand that we got to hunt the ball because last year, one thing we look at, right, is from a turnover perspective, we really didn't have the amount of turnovers last year to really give our offense a chance, right? To have shorter fields, et cetera, right? And so if that's the mindset coming into the year, I'm really excited about that, man. Can you talk a little bit for me, right, about when you talk about, punt return, kick return, et cetera, right, on both sides of the ball, right, on how important it is for all 11 guys, not just one guy, right, who's catching the ball and running it, right? But the other 10 guys to be on the same page as far as the scheme, as far as, the design of, okay, hey, where we looking to move the ball based on where that punt is kicked or the kickoff goes. Talk about just how you guys have worked on being on the same page just as on a kickoff and punt unit. And also on the other side, making sure that other teams don't have a chance, right, to have those holes, right, and get big yardage on the other end and give them short fields.
Yes, sir. I'm so glad you actually brought that up because I wanted to speak about kickoff return first. We were last in the league. We were at the bottom of the league in kickoff return. And Coach Watson always makes sure that we know that. And he makes sure that we have to improve on that this season. And one way we can improve on that is making sure our substitutions are right, making sure we have the right guys in the right spots, and making sure we're having our assignment. Punt return, I really think is really a very important stage of the game because if you can get a good punt return, that can set your offense up so it can be easier for them. He establishes that we have to make sure that we're aligned right, have to make sure our hands are right, have to make sure we're stepping right, have to make sure that, if our opponent is behind us and we can't touch them, make sure that we seal them off the right way. It's really a lot of small things that he attacks. It's a lot of small things that he brings to light within the young guys, within the guys that's been there that are on special teams. It's just one thing that we need to have a better year on kickoff return. And he made sure that he established that. I don't think last year we had any kickoff return touchdowns, actually.
No, not since 2019. Brandon is saying in the comments.
Exactly. And my first year was last year. And one thing as a young guy that I have witnessed, and I understood that, and I'm going to keep it real, some guys didn't really buy into the special teams. And one thing that I want to do as a voice that can be heard is make sure that we know that it's important, that we know that there's significance, that we know that if we do this right, we can win.
No, that's what's up, man. And I want to bring up another guy, man, who's really important when you talk about that special teams unit. People that, you know, again, right, we talk about the specialists, people don't pay attention to it, right? But first of all, that man Ben Stewart from G County, you know what I'm saying? How you doing, sir? What's going on?
I'm doing great. You know, we had a good practice today. We really had a really good fall, and man, I'm just excited for the season and what comes out of it.
Nah, that's big, man. When you talk about the specialist unit, right? You know what I'm saying? Before Joe Cleese goes, you know what I mean? What are some of the things that people don't pay attention to in a game, right? When you talk about the specialists, because when you really think about, right, long snapper to holder to kicker, right? I mean, people don't think about all these elements, you know, that's involved. Can you just talk a little bit about that, right? And some of the things that we don't see, but now we can start to appreciate on game day based on the fact that of you letting us know.
So what I would say about being a specialist, like I can't speak for all four of us, like, but we really have to be connected as one, and we really have to be like basically one. Like I know when people say that guy only has one brain cell, no, like all four of us have to have one brain cell together.
It's crazy.
Because if I mess up like a snap on punt, it can change the game.
Yeah.
And so, and if I mess up a snap for a potential game-winning field goal, like it's gonna mess up the holder and it's gonna mess up the kicker. So really, we all need to be connected as one. And like with the limited amount of plays that we actually play, we really have to have a mindset that we got to be perfect. Like definitely for me, like I can't mess up. And so if I go out there and I execute, and as I know I can, then everything's going to be rolling. And then the kickers, I'm sorry.
No, you good.
And as like the kickers, like I can't speak to them, but I know they have to have a mindset as a pitcher. I'm a baseball guy, so like if you're watching a baseball game and you see a pitcher like just hang a curveball and the batter takes it 450, they're gonna be like, damn. But once they get the next ball, they're like, shake it off, let's go get the next one.
Yeah.
So that's how you want to be as a specialist. You got to have a strong mindset. You can't really mope about like what you did wrong, what you did right. You just got to be like, okay, I did this wrong, I can execute the next time, or I did this right, let me just stay in the motion. It's all about repetition and muscle memory, because we've been doing such a long time that like we feel like when something is wrong or something messes up, like we feel like, okay, this is what we got to do.
No, that's what's up. Joe, man, you got any questions?
Yeah, I want to give the audience an understanding. Ben, if you can, give the audience an understanding of really what a deep snapper has to deal with. Because to be someone that plays, essentially, you're on a line of scrimmage, you're an undersized guy, but you have these big D tackles that are coming for your head every time you snap the ball. And you're looking down between your legs. You don't even see them coming. And then you got to get down and go and try to make a tackle. So just talk about your thought process when you got two big dudes coming after you every time you're on the field, but you have to be accurate and get that ball back to the punter.
Yes, sir. So I was always taught, like, as a snapper, like, yes, you go run and you're probably going to be the first one down the field, because most of the time, like, if you're scheming to block the long snapper, you're basically having everybody on the line blocked, and it's just punter versus returner. And so, but when I see big dudes, I'm like, okay, like I know if I prepare, like, okay, I'm gonna get hit right when I snap it or after I snap it, it'll be fine. Like, so, and I have an offensive lineman background, so I've played against people who literally like throw me around like a rag doll. So I don't even worry about, I literally, when I get up there, I look at like what's the down and distance, and I'm like, okay, this is what we could be doing. And me being a former center, I'm like, okay, he's coming. They're backing off. Like I can read it pretty well. So, but the main thing about being a long snapper or a snapper in general is the snap, because you can't do anything without a snap. Every play starts with the snap. And so if I just worry about the snap, and then after the snap I see, okay, it got to him, it was a good snap, and then I start running, that's when I can try to shed blocks and avoid, and then make a play. So my goal this year is to have 5 tackles, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. Like that's not like a high number. Like why is it so low? And I'm like, in reality, if I have zero tackles, and if I have like a fumble recovery, that means I'm getting down to the returner. He's fair catching because our punter is hanging it in the air high enough, and then potentially it's gonna bounce off his chest, and I'm gonna land on it. So I really don't worry about what's in front of me. I just worry about the snap. It's really just a me and punter on a punt situation, and that's in my mind.
That's big though. I mean, and when you think about it numbers wise, right, with those goals that you talk about, I mean, if you kind of break it out and think about, well, how many snaps, right, over the course of a season are you involved in? 5 tackles, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. Man, that percentage wise though is huge. That's a lot, right? That's like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, people not thinking about the fact of, man, how many snaps is this guy getting, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, one guy, linebacker, for example, right? You know, his numbers tackles wise may be lower, but when you look and say, man, he only had 200 snaps this year versus the starter had 500 snaps. It changes your mindset and your thought process about it, man. So, but I'm so happy that every guy that I've been talking to throughout this, leading up to this year, everybody got the same team goal, and then everybody got personal goals, right? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really important. You know what I'm saying? It pushes you individually, but it also keeps your mindset that, okay, these individual goals are for this bigger purpose, right, of us all together. And just like y'all got goals, we got goals. Because the goal is to set this record, 15,051. That's the goal we setting this weekend. We breaking the attendance record this weekend. That's what PV Nation doing.
Yes.
You feel me? All right, this weekend. All right, so just like y'all got goals, we got goals, man. But any last words before I let you guys go? Because again, I know you guys, I don't want to keep you guys for too long, and we got some other guys we're gonna bring up. Any other words you got, man, for PV Nation before we let y'all go? Because you know we write big checks around here.
Man, last thing I'm gonna say is this is a different team. This is a different mindset, it's a different blood. That's all I'm gonna say.
Listen, I'm with it.
And I was gonna say, I don't know if JJ mentioned this, but we break down every day 1-0, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the Celebration Bowl if you don't win this game.
There we go.
The Celebration Bowl is really final destination. We want to be on the 50-yard line holding up that trophy and celebrating in Atlanta. But we can't do that if we don't start 1-0.
There we go.
And then 2-0, and then 3-0, and then so forth. Every week we're starting by scratch. It's a new week. It's a new game. It's a new season.
I love it. I love that mindset, man. I appreciate you guys for jumping on, man. Again, we're gonna be there to support you guys. Hey, listen, Madam Presidente. This is the other president, right? We got one Madam Presidente, and then we got another Madam Presidente, right? Madam Presidente Joyce say 3 days in the wake up, my guy.
I love that.
3 days in the wake up.
3 days.
Put that on a t-shirt.
My God, put that on a t-shirt, bro. 3 days in the wake up, and we getting it done, man. So again, thank you so much, Ben. Thank you so much, Javen, man. Obviously, we're going to be there to support. And obviously, the channel is open. Whenever you guys want to jump back on and just talk about the week or whatever, obviously, it's free, man. Y'all can just hit me up. Y'all know on IG, and we can get it done. All right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Joe, man, how you feeling about this special teams unit, man, and everything these guys been sharing? I mean, does it change your mind? Does it get your blood boiling right now?
Hey, they said it themselves, man. The special teams has not gotten it done. I remember going to Sam Houston State a couple years ago in a special teams unit. They gave that game away. We had a chance to beat a team that they were just the FCS national champions, and we had a chance to win that game, and special teams took it away. And
I was sad for that game too, because I'm like, it was in our grasp.
We had it, and so
it was in our grasp.
This conversation tells me that they've been refocused. They've got someone who's specific to special teams coaching, and he knows what the hell he's doing, and he has those guys focused. My one question though I want to know is what's their philosophy about how many starters actually are on special teams, because that always makes a difference.
That's a good
question.
Buy
into it?
Hey, can we let me JV, you still on, man? Can we bring you back up just to answer that question real quick? You know what I'm saying? How many?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
How many starters we have on special teams right now?
Yeah,
I would say we have a sort of a mixture of old guys and young, hungry guys. Old guys that have been in already, old guys that already have SWAC hours. But we also have some young guys. But I'll say we probably have around 5 starters on kickoff.
Okay.
You know,
I'm good with that.
Really, some guys that got speed, guys that can get down the field. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then you got the young dogs going down there trying to hunt. So I'm good with that number.
I like the young dogs being on special teams. But okay, man. All right. So since you was on, man, you know what I'm saying? And you can, hey, listen, if you free, man, you can stay around. You don't gotta leave, man, but you free to go whenever. But
yes,
hey,
sir.
You here to talk, man. Hey, listen, let's talk that talk. Because listen, we got I call this one Megatron Junior. You know,
you talking about a dog?
This is Megatron Junior. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? From Cali. You know what I'm saying? So how you doing, my guy? What's going on, Shamar?
What's going on? How you guys doing? What's going on, PV Nation?
Doing good.
Hey, man.
Hey, listen, we rocking it out, man. You know what I'm saying? We rocking it out, man. We excited because obviously we got guys who've been putting in the work in the off season. We've been seeing the work that you guys are putting in, and so we're super excited. So I want to talk about specifically right now this offense, right? And this offense outlook. Before I do that, right, I did see a comment. I want to bring this up, man. I saw my man Chris Ford put this in the comment section because we talked about the 1876 Alliance, but also we got the PV Panther Collective as well, right? You know what I'm saying? And a couple guys, quarterback Lucas Coley, right? James Burns, Lamar J. McDowell, my guy, right, from North Carolina, and also Roddy Godwin, right? You know what I'm saying? So I did want to mention that, right, and put people on notice, right, of the PV Panther Collective and what they had going on as well. You know what I'm saying? And like he said, it's the first of its kind, right? So we building, PV Nation is building. We got the 1876 Alliance. We got the PV Panther Collective. So we're doing big things, man. And that means the SWAC needs to be on notice and understand that we coming for business. Now, Shamar, I've seen you online say this a different team, right? I've seen you post that like multiple times, actually, from the spring to the fall now. For you, what is it that has you saying and believing that this is a different team, even though some of the same faces? What makes you feel like this team different?
It's the I feel like it's the environment that we're creating at PV. It's we're teammates, but we know for those 2 hours we go out there, it's straight war. You feel me? Everyone's battling for a spot. Everyone's competing for a spot. But then we're always making sure the next person who's up is ready for two. But then it all starts with the vets that we got. That is like for me as a vet, I'm making sure the youngest one. We got the young X we got right now. He 18. Ronnie Ocho. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
I'm making sure in case anything happens to me, he's ready to go too. But I'm feeding my mentality into him. And it started in June. I'm gonna be honest, it started in June. Lucas hit me up, driving all the way from Houston to PV to come work out with me to throw, just so we can get that chemistry. Which is, man, I can't even tell you how this team about to roll over. Just like they said, special teams. We big on the special teams right now. I ain't gonna lie, our special teams, man, our special teams coming along pretty well. They look good. They're young. They're hungry. Everyone's at it. It's crazy that Jalen was just on here because I was just talking to Coach Rock about him. He said, "Man, that guy's hungry. He gonna be the next one up. He's the one that's gonna lead the group this year."
Man, that's big.
Yeah, and it's nice to get that much credit. He's a sophomore, you feel me? So him to get that much credit as a sophomore, and the way he's speaking right now, listening to him spoken right now, it got me smiling. Got him and Ben on here, listening to them. You feel me? But the one thing about this team is this team loves each other. This team likes each other. This team's hungry. We could fight and still be able to be brothers at the same time.
I love it, man. That bad man Kobe Lewis, right? You know what I'm saying? That old SWAC guy Kobe Lewis in the chat, man. We appreciate you as well. He said them headhunters on special teams. Joe, man, what's your thoughts, man? You up?
I'm trying to tell. I have told anybody and everybody who is willing to listen, including Coach Bubba. I haven't had a chance to meet Coach Wheaton yet, but then AD Golf, I told at the spring game, I said, look here, man. If we don't get Savage, Chris Herron, and Spiller the ball, and if we don't target them at least 5 to 10 times a game apiece, we crazy. We missing out. We losing it. And that's what hurt us last year. Mr. Savage should have got targeted 10 times a game. If we do that, if the OC does that, we good. We have a QB that can get them the ball. This man here is 6'2", 6'3", 200 in a bunch. He run like a deer. He can moss anybody in the SWAC. These little 5'9", 5'10" DBs in the SWAC. They can't hold them. So we have had the best receiver core for going on the last 2 years now. We just got to get them the ball, get them the opportunity. I'm excited about
Reggie Moore be bringing them in, bro. Reggie is the guy, man. You know what I'm saying? He recognized that talent. Obviously, what he's done with some guys. We talk about Kadira Hodge already is in the league, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like he knows, man. And I said it's a shame, right? Look, 25 targets. That's a shame. All right.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
shame,
And not just for Shamar, right? But for Juice, right? You know what I'm saying? Juice, Bloomfield last year, right? Stiller. Everybody had under 30 targets. That are crazy, right? But it went to our imbalance, right? 65-35 run pass. When you talk about this team this year, Shamar, you're here. Do you feel that this team is gonna be more balanced this year? Or do you think we're still gonna be a lot more run heavy?
Nah, I think, man. We got so our offense is called the chaos offense. We run swagger, you feel me? Right now, I think, man, it don't matter which one, because like you said, Lamaje. Wait, 6'1", 215. Who gonna want to hit that in the swag?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Then you got Speed back there. Then you got Scoop. Then you got Chucky. Man, we got so many weapons, but on our wide receiver core, Spill, Chris, Obi, James. If you can't stop the pass, how you going to stop the run too? I don't think it's going to be more 50-50 because if we ain't blowing them out by 35 by the half, I don't know what's going to be going on. Man, the air control game right now is crazy. You got me on the right hand. You got my Spill on the left hand. Then you got James that could come in between anywhere. You got me going from inside, from outside. So I get those one-on-ones with those safeties and those linebackers, man, it's straight feeding me the ball. Then we got 3-headed monster quarterbacks. So it don't matter what quarterback we come out with, each quarterback knows their assignment, how to get it done. You feel me? We pay attention to detail. We run the super tempo offense, so I don't know if you ain't in shape to even keep up with us.
Yeah.
Good luck. Because
listen, Norfolk State over here throwing up in the first quarter, man. Like seriously. Like, I mean, ain't no joke. Like they throwing up in the first quarter.
They don't practice in this Texas heat. We got an advantage.
Man, it's Coach Wheaton, he harps on us winning our moment. You feel me? We win the moment, we win the day. That's
I
what
like it.
Practice and install as the offense. The one thing I love about this offense, though, we love each other, man. Like that love is different when it's on the field. Love is really the biggest thing we were losing last year. You feel me? I came in with a team. I barely knew anybody. It wasn't there. We had great players, but we just didn't put it together. Like this year, Coach Bub makes sure we put it together. You feel me? Every day we're stacking days on top of days. You feel me? We're going out there making our money.
I love it, man. Joe, man, you got any final questions for Shamar?
Yeah, I think if I'm a receiver, I am excited that we have a quarterback room that is the deepest that it has been in PV modern day history.
Yes.
It hurt us a lot 2 years ago when Trey went down and we didn't have a true backup. Hell, or in FAMU at the championship game, Trey went down shoulder. We didn't have a true backup. So this year, if I'm a receiver, if Cooley goes down, we got whomever, Jaden Johnson, I forgot Cam Peters. Either one can get it done, in my opinion. They are all uber talented. And in a run, it's going to be hard for Coach Wheaton to I understand the desire and the need to run that ball because you got again, for the second year, third year in a row, you got a stacked running back room.
Yes.
So it's going to be, everybody's going to have to be patient. I get it. Everybody's going to have to wait their turn. But from an offensive philosophy, what is the difference in offensive philosophy from last year, Coach Frederick, to the offensive philosophy with Coach Wheaton this year? How can you kind of just explain that in as simplest terms as you can?
Oh man, Fred offense. It was I love Gosa. I love Gumbo O. You feel me? Gumbo O was good. It was a smooth offense, but I feel like there wasn't a lot of man beaters. Which in this new install that we got, man, they got me running corners. They got me running posts. I'm running digs. I'm running screens. I'm running flies.
Yeah.
So we figuring out any way possible to get our best players the ball. Coach say all the time, you get your best players the ball, they make some things shake, we're going to score. You feel me? So any means possible, we're going from package. We got at least 15 different packages.
I love it.
We got a package called Chief. It's me and James Burns, just me and him. And then you got a speedster. You got someone running a 4.3, and then you got someone running a 4.4. 6'3", 220 pounds, running a 4.4.
That's crazy.
And who gonna want to hit that on the fly sweep?
Yeah.
Oh, the difference is you're gonna see this Saturday the way we space that ball out, the way we're moving those DBs all the way to I'm playing the red line now, but even from the red line, I'm still making stuff shake.
Hey, explain the red line. Explain that to folks.
So the red line will be the sideline and the numbers. I'm playing between the sidelines and the numbers, meaning I'm gonna say ball on the right hash. And I'm all the way on the left side, I'm going to be on the red line, meaning I'm taking, if they're going to double coverage me, which you might have to, they're going to put the safety over the top with another corner. That's pulling two people out of the box. That's leaving 10 versus 9.
Woo. A lot of space for Connor, a lot of space for Chunky, a lot of space for Lamagier.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of space to get it done in the middle.
Also, I want to hard on this. It starts with our old line. Man, real dog. Gosa O.
300 pounders across the board.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. We don't get the job done unless they come ready to go war.
That's facts.
And that's a problem. Like our first 2 weeks of camp, we couldn't stop them from fighting them other dogs in the trenches. You feel me? And when you got a team like that, where our coach had to come bring us together, remind us that we team, because that's how we out there going to war. It's been installed in our heads since we lost in December where we wanted to be. And I feel like this team that we have right here is going to be different. This is a team that's going to bring PV back. So anyone that's coming out this Saturday, man, be ready for a show. Bring that popcorn.
Hey, listen. We getting the popcorn. Hey, listen. Caramel, cheese, butter.
Kettle. I like the kettle corn.
It don't matter. Kettle corn is going down, man. And I love what you said. I think, and that's one thing that I saw, right? And I keep telling people, right? When you look at the schemes, right? The different packages you have. There's a lot of SWAC schools that ain't never seen teams have, you know what I'm saying, more than 4 or 5 packages, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just that alone, Come on, man. It's
It's
gonna
a
be crazy.
different level of creativity that Coach Whedon is bringing to the offense.
I love
it. SWAC DB or SWAC defensive coordinators better be ready to make adjustments at halftime.
No, that's dope, man. This last question, I see Jay in the comments, right, says, do you have any personal goals? Because the one thing I've been seeing, right, is everybody on this team has had team goals, which is the same team goal, and then everybody got personal goals. And I love it because it's like, man, that's how you like get the job done, right? So for you, man, any personal goals for yourself this year?
Yes, I do. My personal goals, I want to receive over 1,200 yards.
Yes.
8 touchdowns, and I want to do whatever I got to do possible to make sure we win.
Win. I love it.
Win. I want to win every game.
Just
I want
be
PV.
savage.
Man, I want them to remember everything they doubted PV about. Every person that didn't want to come here, that didn't want to sign to the school, to understand what we're opening up. I want them to understand something. We're building something. We're building a foundation, and we're coming. You feel me? I hate saying I because I'm not an I person anymore. It's a we now. I take responsibility in my whole team. And so my personal goals are always going to be to win, 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns, and a ring.
Listen, two of them, matter of fact. Give me one for the Celebration Bowl and for the SWAC.
And I want Atlanta.
Both.
Bruh,
both of them.
Please help me get a vacation to Atlanta in December. Please.
That check right there, we want to write that out right there. That's the check we need right there.
Listen, we writing it out. I'm gonna bring it, right? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna write. Don't worry. When I bring it this weekend, it's gonna be written on. It's gonna have it there because we coming straight up. Listen, Madam Presidente in the building. She said we coming.
Yes, man. She know we coming.
We coming.
And she cutting checks too. So
that's facts too, right? You know what I'm saying? That's how you know we coming because they cutting checks. Them boys cutting checks, right? You know what I'm saying? So listen, man. I appreciate you for jumping on. Like I said, I don't want to keep you for so long, man. You know what I mean? But bro, we are here. We supporting you. We know what you guys got on the field. We've been trying. Listen, Shamar, I've been telling guys since January that like, listen, I've been warning y'all. I've been warning y'all so that y'all can't. I don't want nobody to say, oh, we didn't prepare. Y'all didn't tell us the team y'all had. Nah, I've been saying it. So can't nobody say nothing. It's a fair fight, and you lost it. All right, that just is what it is.
That time.
It's that time. It's that time, right? What Jay even say? What'd he say? 3 days and a wake up.
3 days in the wake up. Shoot, for me, it's 2 days.
2 days in the wake up, my guy.
I love it.
I appreciate you for jumping on, man, Shamar. You know what I mean? Listen, we behind you, bro, and we gonna be there. We break like y'all got goals, bro. This year, I already told them, like we've been putting it out. This first game, we about to break the attendance record for PV Nation. That's what the goal is. We're breaking the attendance record. It's gonna be the most people you've seen in that stadium ever in your life. All right, that's what the goal is this weekend. You know what I'm saying? So we getting it. The nation got goals that we got this year, just like y'all got goals.
Yes, we do.
Because the whole nation turning up. The football team, the administration, the fan base, the alum, we turning up all the way this whole year. It's going down.
Definitely, man. I got family coming from London to see this game.
What? Bro, you already know what you need to do.
Listen, said we're standing on business. That's all it's about.
Yeah.
Why not PV? You feel me? So, but yeah, man, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Go and get your rest, my guy. You know what I mean? And me and Joe Cleasy, we're gonna close it out from here. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man. So hey, listen, Mr. Shamar got me excited, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna tell him I follow you on social media. I love your persona. I love your energy. I hope nothing but great things for you. I hope we get you the ball. And when I see the coaches, I'm gonna tell them get him the damn ball. And so we know that you have what it takes to help us get back to the SWAC.
Shamar, can you give what's your social handle so we can go? Because I know some people are trying. All right, Brandon just dropped in the chat. Takeoff_savage2, correct?
Yes, sir.
There we go. Because some people want to follow you on social. And yeah, man, get that man a follow, man. Hey, listen, y'all. Hey, for y'all, I don't know, Shamar, if you know, but we playing PV fantasy football. We started it last year. We started up again this year. You know what I'm saying? Because we're really trying to get our fan base, the alum supporters, to know the players, right? Not just know numbers, not just know one, right? But know the players, right? You know what I'm saying? So we starting it off again this year, man. So a lot of guys in the chat say, man, they're going to have you as one of the guys they pick for this weekend. So, but no matter who y'all pick, listen, we got so many weapons, bro. Somebody about to go off. It's about to go crazy.
Different every week.
Every week, bro.
I'm excited to see y'all this weekend.
Oh, yeah, we're going to see you. All right, man. We'll let you go.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Hey, man, Joe, listen.
Yeah, bro.
Listen, this offense got me. That man said if it ain't 35 by halftime.
And he's right. He's right. Now let's say it takes them the first quarter against TSU to just kind of start gelling. After that, we off and running for the season with the talent we have. It's insane. It's insane. And the play, assuming the play calling is going to be what I saw Coach Wheaton do at Campbell,
yeah,
I expect nothing but great things.
And that's why I keep saying, man, like scheme is everything. I think people don't understand, right? Last year, and I said it before many times, if we scored over 20 points, we're 6-0. If we score less than 20 points, we're 0-6. That's simple math. All right. We averaged 19.6 all last year. We literally we got 3 touchdowns, bro. 3 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So this team is literally going to be different. But I'm super excited. I already know the offense is going to be crazy. What I'm super excited for is really the defense, bro. Because people have been disrespecting this defense. Listen, and I'm gonna be real, right? Understandably so in a way, right? Because in the day, listen, we did give up a lot of passing yards, right?
Yes.
But
exactly.
But again, I keep saying if you pay attention to the games, game by game, and actually pay attention and look, bro, the defense had some great moments throughout this year, and now we're even more stacked. I'm most excited about the defense, bro, because I know the defense is about to be different.
Let's say we assume the offense is going to put up 30. We've seen those days before when, say what you want to say. Everybody can say what they want to say about Coach Dooley, but the man knew offense and he knew how to put points on the board. But
That's
during
right.
his era, we had a very undersized defense. They didn't hold up. They didn't bend. They broke on many of occasions. This defense, from a front seven standpoint, is going to be one of the largest defenses that we've had in a very long time, especially on the front four, no doubt. We have guys at the linebacker core who are veterans who can run from sideline to sideline. The issue last year was the secondary. And Coach Bubba will tell you that. And one of his main points of focus was to recruit heavily in the secondary.
Yeah.
And so we've got one guy coming back, one safety, Stacy Brown, coming back. He was a transfer 2 years ago from Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
He hurt his knee against Grambling 2 years ago. He couldn't come back last year, so this year is going to be his first time seeing significant game action. He was a full star recruit coming out of the Dallas area.
Right,
so I'm looking for him to make a huge difference. Yeah, man. I'm looking for him to make a huge difference. Traylon James was a guy that we recruited 2 years ago from the Baton Rouge area who could have went a bunch of places.
Louisiana, my peoples. You already know.
Man. Me too. New Orleans all day long.
Yes,
this dude is 6'3". So we've got the safety spots, I think, locked up in good shape. Is the corners that we have to prove that our corners can play, and we need depth at that position. I didn't really see a lot of evidence during the spring game. They didn't get tested a lot during the spring game, and I know Coach Bubba continued to recruit that position after the spring game. So that is my big question mark.
There's a couple guys that that I've heard through the grapevine have come in in order to help to shore up that corner position, right? I know, like you say, safeties and also, listen, the nickel position I think is solid. It's going to be super solid this year. Terrell Coleman played very well last year. You also got Jay Stan there, and also I think Kevin Davis is also coming over from Northwestern State, who, man, was a dog for Northwestern State over there. It is the corner position that's I think the last bastion, right? Linebacker core we straight, defensive line we straight. It's the corners. But Bubba mentioned my guy FB3. That's my guy FB3 I'm going to mention. You know what I'm saying? Freddie Bird the third, you know what I'm saying, has really turned it up. You know what I'm saying? And he said, listen, that guy's taking another step, a leadership position this year. So I'm really excited to see what my man FB3, that's why I call him FB3, you know what I'm saying, does this year. You know what I mean? Because I know the corners, period, know that corner unit was really saying, hey, listen, we got to step it up and go to another level, right? You know what I'm saying? But I think with the D line coming, it's gonna be better, right? But we got some guys that brought in on the cornerback position that brought in, I know, a lot of competition, right? You know what I mean? So I know we got a guy over from UNLV that they brought in. I know Cameron Amayo has come in, right? I forgot the other guy name that's come over from the JUCO. So we brought a couple guys in to compete at that position, and so I'm hoping that the guys that we got standing in the first 2 spots, 1 and 2, are gonna be those guys. And listen, whoever, because we brought competition in. I'm hoping that the two guys who get the starting reps, them guys prove themselves as to be those guys, right?
I'll say about FB3, Freddie Bird. He had a rough season in 2023.
For sure. And Coach Bubba said it too at the press conference, right?
Yeah, he had a rough season. His bravado did not back up his on-field performance. And so if his on-field performance matches his bravado, then we're in good shape.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We're in good shape. But either way, we need depth at that position. And so that is the first thing I'm going to be looking at come Saturday.
No, listen, I'm with you definitely for sure. Because if we can get that, that's really the last spot that we need to be sewing up, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But hopefully also having safeties, healthy safety room too is going to help a lot, because not only is Stacey Brown back, but also Bryce Turner's back, right? You know what I'm saying? So, the safety room is going to be deep as well. So again, with all those other units, right, that's there, the extra pressure now that we can put on the quarterback from those front seven, I think we're gonna be straight, man. Listen, I'm hoping and praying, right? You know what I'm saying?
I'm excited about that front seven. The front seven is gonna get it done. I'm solid on the front seven, in my opinion.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think the defense is gonna be really, really well this year. So before we get into the schedule, we run through the schedule real quick. I did want to ask you, man, because there was this year, right? I call it the annual PV snub day, right? You know what I'm saying? We talk about SWAC, you know what I'm saying? But we did have 2 preseason all SWAC selections. What was your thought on these guys, Mr. Jamal Marshall, and also, another defensive lineman, right? CJ Presley being chosen for all SWAC team. And also, what's your thoughts about no offensive guys chosen for all SWAC this year?
Man, this is a lot of politics in with any conference, but the SWAC especially, having just 2 defensive guys on the all SWAC preseason. Okay, whatever, SWAC coaches. I mean, to leave off Jeremiah Harris, William Schenkel, to leave off all the entire offense, all the as we mentioned before, the offensive linemen. I know we graduated a bunch of guys on the offensive line. Not to have Connor Wisham on there at all. Okay, even from our punter or a kicker, Jasso, he does both duties. Not to give him any recognition from the season he did last year. Okay, yeah. But you know what? Preseason selections mean very little or nothing. Yeah, it's all about those postseason selections,
and that's what it's all about, man. And one, to me, we look at obviously Takeoff. We just had him on. He led the SWAC in yards per catch, right? Over 20, right? Led the SWAC, right? Yards per catch, right? You talk about a guy who put up those type of yardage numbers off of just 20 catches last year, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's somebody who should have been fed the ball like Keyshawn Johnson, like we say, right? From Alabama State last year, right? Then you talk about Connor Wisham, who Pro Football Focus tells you if you look at all the backs in the SWAC, man, he has the highest rating of all the SWAC running backs last year, right? In the carries that he got and the time he got on the field as a pass blocker, right? Handing the ball off as a runner, right? And so I'm super excited for Connor Wisham as well, getting a chance to be that first guy, you know what I'm saying, that's coming up. And then Chris Ford is mentioning another guy, right, who's been brought over here, who did crazy damage at Austin Peay when you go look up his numbers, James Burns, that speedster, right? You know what I'm saying? So, and obviously I know the SWAC don't really deal with, you know what I'm saying, transfer guys, right?
But I can see that.
2 first-team all SWAC receivers. That James, man, listen, that's gonna be some that package. What do you call it, that TFT package with him and James Burns? Listen.
Hey, the spacing that he spoke about. The first thing I thought about was kind of Wisham running through those holes, the same way Tucker ran through those big old holes that a few years ago that were wide open, 60-yard touchdowns. Not having Savage on the SWAC selection team is just straight derelict of duty. It's embarrassing. And that's where whomever makes these selections, you lose your credibility when you make omit a player of his caliber. Now, if you want to say that, well, he didn't have that many touches last year, so you didn't get to see really what he could do. Okay. All right. I'll buy that. I'll give you that, I guess. But you know his capability. You know his potential. So we'll see what it is at the end of the season.
Nah, it's big, man. So last thing, man, that we're gonna talk about, right? We're gonna look at the schedule, man. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about this schedule this year, just your general thoughts, man. And then I want to get your predictions on the year. Where do you think we're gonna finish? Because listen, Shamar, Ben, Stu even told you already. Listen, the goal is to go 1-0. Yes. And you already said it earlier. Bubba has recruited not just to win SWAC games, right? He's saying, man, we're recruiting so that we can win even out of conference games as well, right? You know what I'm saying? He said, Chris Ford said, man, they ain't gonna have no answer for a speed. You think of matching the speed, the route running ability of these receivers he brought in. Savage also mentioned a guy named Kobe that I'm super excited to see, right? Who came over. This guy was also a 4-star, you know what I'm saying, recruit coming out of Louisiana a while back, right? You know what I'm saying? And so we got some guys. Listen, the wide receiver room is crazy. Okay,
it's crazy.
It's crazy this year, right?
No doubt.
So when you talk about having this, but then also having a dude who's gonna scheme it up, bro. We're not just talking about you got the receivers, but now you got a guy who actually can scheme it up too. Yeah, come on, bro. Man. Like we've been trying to tell people that y'all are not ready what's about to happen. But let's look at the schedule for real though. Obviously, we start off with Labor Day classes this weekend. We got Northwestern, Michigan State, Southern Graham, UI-Dub, which nobody is even talking about any relativity of us having a chance in that game, which is crazy to me. UAPB, Commerce for homecoming, Valley, and then the last three, which are going to be the big ones, right? FAM, Alcorn, Alabama State. What's your thoughts on just the total schedule in general? And also, man, what do you think for you? What's your prediction on the record, right? Are we going to win the SWAC West? Can we get to the SWAC Championship game? Are we going to host the SWAC Championship game, right? What's your thoughts, man?
Yep. First of all, this is the best home schedule we've had in a very long time.
This
home schedule is straight fire. I ain't missing a game. I'm getting there early and I'm leaving late. That's what it's going to be. We'll start just starting off. Like as I mentioned earlier, we've beat TSU for the last couple of generations. They tried to make it interesting last year. Andrew Body showed what he could do, but he's no longer there. Just like most SWAC schools, they trying to find a quarterback. They haven't quite found him yet. I'm not afraid of that first game against TSU. I don't expect that to be close at all. Moving on to
he said he's gonna be in 32 personnel, 23 personnel. Man, is this guy? I know he's joking, bro. Because I'm like, come on, man, you tripping? You tripping, bro?
I'm not afraid of him at all, man. Just looking through the schedule. Northwestern State was 0-6 last year, and then they didn't even finish their schedule.
Yeah.
So they brought in a bunch of new guys, and a new coach. I predict we win that game. Mm-hmm. I don't even want to talk about the Michigan State game. I'm personally not a fan of money games. I hate money games. Mm-hmm. I understand a purpose for them, but if PV Nation gets behind the team financially, the athletic department financially, then we wouldn't have to play these money games for other people who complain about those games, because then all it's going to do is it's going to compromise our boys' health. And the next week they got to play Southern.
Yeah.
And you're playing against guys who have specialized strength and nutrition programs who show up. They may show up at 200 pounds, and 2 years later they at 260, 270. But I digress. So I don't even want to talk about that game. Southern, I'm not afraid of them. The coaching staff, they're
crumbling dynasty. They're crumbling dynasty.
Hey man, the one thing interesting there though is Fred McNair, who I consider to be one of the best coaches in the SWAC, is the tight ends coach.
Yeah,
that's interesting. That's interesting. But we're gonna take that game. Grambling, I'm not afraid of their quarterback, Crawley. He had a decent year last year, but it wasn't nothing special. And Coney Word, they always find talent. They always got a fast white dude I don't know where they get him from, and they always keep a quarterback. I don't know who their quarterback is, but it's non-conference, so it doesn't matter. Pine Bluff, we good with Pine Bluff.
Commerce, homecoming.
Commerce is a good team. They always have a good team. They actually won their conference 2 years ago. That's going to be a tough game.
But they're transitioning to D1. I think they were D2 a few years ago, right? So now they're transitioning to D1 in Southland Conference. So
they've done a good job of recruiting. That's going to be a tough game. I'm glad it's a non-conference game. I'll put it like that. We'll focus on conference. We got Valley. They had us 2 years in a row. We got Valley. They lost their coach, Danzy. I'm not afraid of Valley. The game that we have to make retribution for, FAMU. I was at both of those games in Tallahassee, and I went home hanging my head every time. That last game in the rain was tough. Trey got hurt. We didn't have a backup. It was tough, man. I was down on the field. Everybody took that game to heart. I'm telling you, the guys who returned from last year, I promise you, they're going to be ready to go for that game. If anybody saw them play last week, FAMU, the talent didn't jump off the page like it did last year defensively. They started off slow defensively. They got better. So they're going to be good. Don't get it twisted. But I think just the heart and desire that we got to redeem ourselves against FAMU is going to be there where it needs to be. I'll skip down to Alabama State. Coach Rob has been doing a heck of a job recruiting, but they too have to find a quarterback. Andrew Bowdy is there, but from what I hear, he has not solidified that job. So end of the day, I see us again in the SWAC Championship. I see us hosting the SWAC Championship if we do what I know we can do, what we can do. I see us making that trip to Atlanta. That is my prediction. I see us maybe, because, things happen. I see us maybe dropping one SWAC game because things happen. Any given Saturday in the SWAC is what we say. That is the motto. Any given Saturday in the SWAC, something can happen. But I see us hosting that home game. Atlanta, here we come. After that, so that's where I'm at, man.
Hey, listen, I'm with you. So total record, what you got record wise?
Oh,
12 games.
12 games. Dude, SWAC record or total record?
No, I'm talking about total record. Listen,
total record.
Total record.
Okay, I see one death. I'm gonna say 2 losses. 2 losses.
10-2.
I'm gonna say 10-2.
10-2.
Okay. 10-2. If we go 9-3, I'm still good with that.
Oh yeah, I'm battling between 10-2 and 9-3, only because, man, it's just hard to go through the SWAC and not lose any game, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's the only thing that's keeping me from saying completely 10-2. But if this defense, right, it plays like I think they can, and we don't need the defense to be a top 3 SWAC defense. I mean, if they are 5th or 6th ranked SWAC defense, we're winning the SWAC championship and the Celebration Bowl.
Well,
right?
Let's not get carried away. We need a little bit more than 5th or 6th. Can we get up there at number 4?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just saying though, right? If we looked at what we were last year, right? You know what I'm saying, and what we gave up. And you talk about being a top 5 or 6, right? Puts you right there by in the all-corn range, right? You know what I'm saying, as far as defense in the SWAC, right? That means you're probably only giving up maybe 21 points a game, right? 22 points a game total. This offense is going to be outrageous. You know what I'm saying? This offense is going to be outrageous, right? So that's why I'm like, man, I really think this team has the ability to go. And when I'm saying 10-2, right? I really believe this team has the ability to win every game outside of the Michigan State game. That's first and foremost, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think the UI-Dub game is a game that we will not be in, right? Neither do I think it's not a game that we have a chance to win, right? If we, again, talk about Javen Jackson, if we take care of all 3 phases of the game, right? And so I'm excited for this team because I really think this team is on another level on all 3 phases of the ball. Like you said, the one caveat is, what can we do in regards to the cornerback position, right? And make sure we shore that up. If that is taken care of, bro, I have no problem with us getting through this whole schedule unscathed, right? Like I say, outside of Michigan State, right? Because that's a Big Ten game. It's just gonna be hard to win a Big Ten game, right?
Yes.
As the FCS opponent. But again, it's a game that I believe that we'll be able to have a good showing in. And I don't have a problem with money games, right? You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it don't need to be a money game if we can go in and give people the business. Then it turns from being a money game, right? Like Montana State don't see New Mexico as a money game because they go win the game, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm like, listen, if we can recruit the guys in and bring them in, then especially when you talk about these lower level, we talk about SMUs or South Alabamas or Troy's, etc. Them games should be games we go in and we say, listen, we have a good game today, we're gonna win. You know what I'm saying, right? Like if we can play our game today, we can beat you, right? So I'm saying we're gonna win the SWAC championship. We're going to host the SWAC, bro. We're hosting the SWAC championship. I hope AD Golf is ready to deal with all that's about to come. Because listen, I know he's seen homecoming before.
He saw it.
People keep talking about PV and attendance stuff. People don't understand PV a party school. PV gonna come when it's time for parties. Like, oh, we hosting the SWAC championship. All 80,000 of them alum gonna want to send on Prairie View, Texas. Okay, just like homecoming. All right, because we come to the parties and we know it's gonna be a party that weekend for that, right? But this whole year is about to be a party, man. So I'm gonna say it. Listen, I'm putting it down. Listen, 11-1, man. 11-1.
Ooh wee. All right.
11-1. I'm gonna just put it down. Listen, cause I keep telling people we write big checks. I can't not write my own big check.
You got to.
You
got to write that check. Right? Yeah,
I gotta write my big check, man.
I ride with you. I ride with you. Hey, 11-1. Let's go.
Let's go, man. Hey, listen, and I know I don't know Mr. Campbell's in the chat or not, because I think he kind of felt the way because he said it's gonna come down to 11-9 on who's gonna host the SWAC championship game. I think he don't understand that means then that we're gonna host a SWAC championship game, because if there's a game that's on this list that above all others that I know we're gonna take care of business in, it's that 11-9 FAMU game for sure.
Got to.
Oh, that one, bro. Y'all getting the whole business. Y'all getting the whole kitchen sink thrown at y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, listen, Madam Presidente say claim the whole thing. We not scared. Listen, hey,
I love it.
11-1, baby. That's what we doing. We out here. Out here.
And it's hard to beat a team twice in a row, much less 3 times in a row. So we're at home. Hey, and believe me, when we were in Tallahassee, it was orange and green everywhere. They get to come to our house and see purple and gold everywhere. It's gonna be a different ball game.
It's gonna be a different ball. See, I think because they keep thinking that, and I keep telling, they keep parroting this narrative, right? And again, I keep saying, right, PV Nation need to turn up more than it turns up, right? For sure, right? I would never say that PV Nation don't need to turn up another level, right? But this whole thought process that it ain't gonna be that PV ain't got no fan base and stuff is just crazy to me. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? What do y'all be watching, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about to go. That's why I say, listen, the first thing is 3 days and a wake up. All right, when it go down against Texas Southern this weekend, because we about to get the job done. And FAMU, you not on the clock yet. We ain't even worried about you.
We ain't worried about the one game at a time.
You, wait your time. Stay in your position. Wait your time, my G. Like, we gonna get to y'all when we get to y'all. We got people. We're gentlemen, right? We're gonna take care of the line in the order that is given to us. And you ain't on the clock, my guy. Texas Southern on the clock. And we ain't gonna spare nothing. We going 1-0, like my man from G County say. 1-0 every game, and it starts with Texas Southern. And like Chris Forrest say, listen, it's really not going to. I don't think y'all understand how much we got so much pent-up energy as a nation. We got so much pent-up energy from the students to the administration to the football team themselves that, bro, we just been waiting to unleash on somebody that ain't got purple and gold on. And unfortunately, TSU, you're first on the menu. All right.
It's fortunate because I remember those many years that they beat us in a row during our losing streak. They had no love, no compassion, no pity for us. So I got no passion, no pity for the commenter said, CUNY Holmes University. No, we gonna give them the business and send them back down to now.
Coach Cole, we got Coach Cole in the comments. What's going on, Coach Cole, man? First of all, like I told Mr. Campbell, I'm gonna love hearing you on HBCU Go, my guy. So first and foremost, let me get this out the way before I give you the business too. But first of all, I'm gonna love you on HBCU Go, my guy. I was so excited when you talked about that. I think that's great that they're expanding, right? And you got that role in position because obviously, man, you're a guy who has great football knowledge, and we need to really be doing the same thing we see these other schools do. They pull their coaches back and to become broadcasters and stuff like that. That's what we see on the other levels. I'm happy that HBCU Go is doing that, and they got quality content, man. So first of all, I'm clapping it up for you, man, for getting that position, man. That is super dope. But after that, though, first of all, listen, don't come in my chat talking crazy because you listen, even in 2010, you don't know what it is to beat the Panthers, my guy. Like, let's keep it real, my guy. Let's keep it spicy. Okay. All right. You can believe that maroon and gold. Listen, we know. I'm trying to help you to understand. We know you believe maroon and gold because we done bled you so many times. We done been bleeding you for 9 years straight. We know what color your blood is, my guy. We know.
Hey man, you know you big time when you got all-time SWAC coaches calling in and chiming in on your show, bro. Congrats.
Oh yeah, man. You know I appreciate my guy Coach Cole and Coach Campbell. You know I bother them on that Coach's Corner show, you know what I'm saying? Which is super. I love that. I love how they take it. They break the game down, man. They'll go through him and Rocky. Rocky is my new Rocky the Rattler, though. Rocky has a new nickname because he's a FAMU apologist right now. So until he shakes that, he's gonna be Rocky the Rattler to me. But man, I love their show, HBCU Coaches Corner. If y'all haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out. I just love the whole HBCU nation, man. I just love what we got building and what we doing just as a whole, man. And so I love supporting everybody, showing what they got going on. I love the good banter back and forth. You know, it's not gonna make a difference when we doing what we're about to do this year, right? You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna save them. You feel me? You feel me, Joe? It ain't gonna save them. But at least they can talk about it on their show. That's my point, right? They're going to be able to talk about it on the Coach's Corner, right? Everything PV doing, they're going to be able to talk about it because they told me they didn't know who the quarterback was, Joe. So I'm going to keep listening. I'm going to keep
good with that.
Weeks to figure out if they find out who the quarterback is or not. I'm going to keep listening.
I'm good with that. They will find out when they need to find out. And when they do find out, it'll be it'll be the hard way. So,
he got a second behind.
See, that's one of those comments where you just let it slide. We know what we have in the chamber, and when it's time to fire, it'll be what it is. But that's SWAC culture. SWAC culture states that you give everybody the business, but we love on each other either way.
Hey, we love you, but you still gonna get the business. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Unless we talking about you playing against Rice or one of these other PWI schools, listen, ain't no love being shared, my guy. Ain't no love being shared. Yeah, man. But I appreciate you, first of all, you know what I mean, Joe, for jumping on, man. Obviously, you guys have been an inspiration first and foremost with the Sports and Culture podcast. You know what I'm saying? Love check you guys out over there. And so I feel like I've made it by having you on to share your perspective. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you guys are always doing great things. And obviously behind the scenes, you know, you guys have been making it move and shake. The big thing you're doing, you know, helping Shaylin and Justin, obviously, right, with the no script film. You, of course, and President Joyce and Roland, man. So, first of all, shouts to all that you guys have been doing throughout the years. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the years, man. And so PV Nation obviously really appreciates you. We appreciate you, you know, as younger alum, seeing guys before us doing it because it gives us a model of what we need to be doing into the future, right? Especially as we become more established in our careers, etc. You know what I'm saying? So I super appreciate you, man, and all that you've been doing.
Man, I thank you for having me on the show. I love what you're doing. You taking this to another and the next level. Every time I meet somebody, PV Nation, I tell them about your show. Tune in. So again, I appreciate you bringing me on and allowing me this airtime on your platform. So keep doing what you're doing. Everybody loves the show, and this is awesome work. And I want to encourage everybody to check out the 1876 Athletic Foundation. They're doing amazing work, giving money back, raising money, and doing career development for our student athletes, giving back as much as we can to the athletic department because Prairie A&M University, the athletic department needs all the financial assistance that they can get. Our student athletes need all your intellectual capital that you can pour into them. Yes. So again, check out and support 1876 Athletic Foundation, and check out No Script on the Hill if you have not already. The first 4 episodes are out. The last episode drops this Friday, so check it out.
Chris Herron.
Oh man, that's my guy right there.
Oh my God, Chris.
Yeah. And Shay and Justin did a great job on the docuseries. So excited to see what Chris Herron puts down for us this Friday at 7:00.
Oh man, I'm super dope, and I really appreciate that, Carlos. The only thing you gonna win this weekend, listen, is a stand up battle. All right, because that's the only thing you gonna win this weekend. But my guy, all right, he said PV started winning softball bowling titles. That company soared. That's hilarious.
People they wait all week for this show to give you the business, huh?
Oh man, they've been waiting to come on, right? You know what I'm saying? But they ain't gonna come up and talk though. They ain't gonna come up and say nothing, right? I done dropped the StreamYard link multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Even Mr. Campbell in the chat, and he's scared because he know. Listen, the rattler himself, Mr. Donation Campbell, right? Mr. I fundraise for multiple universities. Campbell ain't even calling up, right? And I keep hearing it on Coach's Corner. Y'all be in the chat, but y'all ain't coming up. Y'all be in the chat, but y'all ain't coming up. You know how many times I got to hear that joke when I'm listening to these other channels? I got my baby in my hand. They trying me right. I'm like, man, can I call in? A baby gonna be in the background. They trying me right now. But now he in my chat right now, but he ain't come up yet and told us why we ain't gonna burn these rattlers to the ground and fry them like we at the Houston rodeo. Okay, I ain't heard it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the SWAC has the biggest trash talkers of all time. Fam, you joining the SWAC was just another addition behind Grambling and Southern. So, welcome to the family and talk all the noise you want to. Right now, they hold the king. They got the crown right now. So I'm going to let them have it until November 9th.
What's good,
Listen, man, I'm going to say this first. I'm so proud of you young brothers representing your university. This is amazing. And this show breakdown, you got your players, you got your alumni. I'm proud of you boys. But I'm going to say this again. We didn't have this when I was coming through.
Yeah.
So y'all, this is excellent. This is must see. So for your alumni, y'all got to support these guys. I need y'all. Hey man, he got 50 watching. Y'all need to have 500 next week. Straight up. Yep. Y'all need to support this brother. This is one of my new nephews. I'm here to support it. But with that being said, let's be clear. Out of all these UT, now you watch all these boys. They had their shows. Who was the guy that picked y'all in the West? Me. Me.
Appreciate that.
Stood on business, broke it down. I don't know what I'm talking about. Told everybody who y'all had. Told you why you're coach. Me. Okay? So I believe in what y'all got. I believe in what you got. People sleeping on y'all. So I don't know, and I don't know why that people picking y'all third, fourth, not even putting you in the top 10 between the MEAC and the SWAC. Don't make no sense to me. But that's okay. Because your players should use that as motivation. Because when people disrespect you, the only way you get respect is by beating people's asses. Point blank, period. Excuse my language. Excuse my language. So I think that is excellent for you all's team. And I think that's what you all need. Fam, you had to say, oh, y'all can't beat Jack State, can't beat Jack State. They heard that. And Coach Simmons got on there and, like I say, put the pressure on your team. Because we told Coach that we don't hear nothing about no playoffs, Celebration Bowl, or bust. Point blank, period. Because when people are all bought in, that means the team knows that they got to perform. Ain't no slip-ups. So I totally like what you guys are doing, but I just wanted to come on. I'm not going to take up too much of your time, man. But like I said, man, I'm going to say this again. As black men, seeing what y'all represent for that university, this is what's great about HBCUs. Because, see, people always want to talk about Texas and Texas A&M, and I'm going to tell y'all a quick story. And I think, Alana, I might have texted you this. I have a friend of mine that played football, NFL player. I'm not going to say his name to embarrass him. And he's my boy, around my age. And he said, man, let me tell you something, man. When I started playing football, you know the people that gave me the most of my jobs? The people from Prairie View. Not none of them white boys. So that lets you know how great you all are. Because he's right there at Texas A&M. And it was the brothers for Texas from Prairie View that gave him jobs. And I'm talking about big-time jobs. We ain't talking about no little jobs. I'm talking about big-time jobs. Because that's what your alumni do. So, man, like I said, I'm proud with y'all. Like I said, I'm going to watch y'all every week. I'm going to keep my mouth shut, but I will, I'm going to break y'all down every week. I'm going to keep telling people, I told you so. I'm going to tell everybody. But trust me, whenever y'all do that show that week, I'm here, bro. I'm here. I'm on that screen right in that box. Keep my box right there. Okay? Once you let that be known, I will be there, man. So I'm proud of y'all, man. Y'all keep having a great show, man.
Nah, I appreciate it, man. And I just want to remind everybody, hey, listen, we got the season ticket holder, event this Friday. make sure y'all come through. All right. You know what I mean? I love PVU, class of 99. We got the PV Football Alumni Association, PV versus everybody representing, you know what I'm saying? The big season ticket holder networking. You know, it's gonna be awesome, man. Listen, y'all think we playing. We told y'all this year we getting it in. We not waiting for nobody else. We gonna do it ourselves. All right. We ain't waiting back. We gonna do it ourselves, right? You know what I'm saying? So shouts out first of all to I Love PVU, said Jamar, all y'all, because they were the spearhead behind this and getting this together. Brandon Bell, of course, over with, you know what I'm saying, the PV Football Alumni Association. Because y'all, we telling you, the football team got to go, but we got to go too, right? You know what I'm saying? We got to go too to get behind this team, these players, and support. And I already told you, I already put the flyer out. Listen, it's 15,051. It can't be not a person less this weekend. TSU, first of all, I feel they disrespectful because I hear they talking about bringing 6 buses over. We need them to go and stop at the gate and be like, listen, we ain't got no more spots for y'all. Now y'all can pay and watch the screen from outside if y'all want to, but that's all y'all can be able to get to do. That's disrespectful that y'all even trying to bring buses over here to watch us beat y'all this bad. Like, this is crazy. Like, why do y'all even want to support this massacre that's about to happen? All right. So listen, we got to get it in, man. And so we getting together on this Friday, right? So you guys can know and you guys can be a part of it. I see my guy Carrie's in the building. What's going on? And yeah, man, first of all, shouts out to Mr. Campbell. Respect to Mr. Campbell, right, for coming on and showing love, man. We appreciate you. And again, right, it's definitely all HBCU love, and we definitely want you to win because we need you to come in November 9th with being. We need you to be good on November 9th because we need you to have everything going for you, so we can let you down. All right. We need you to have everything going for you, so we can let you down slowly. Okay. All right. What's going on, Carrie, man?
Man, you done had me on the show so much, I had to go get a mic.
You got to get ready, man. We got more shows to do. You know what I'm saying? We got
me hyped. Now all I need is my chain. But you guys left off a key piece, so I just had to jump in real quick. You guys, what they don't understand, this is the first PV they've seen that actually has a seasoned OC and a quarterback coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. That's a good point.
Correct. We've had a quarterback coach years ago, but not necessarily that seasoned OC to combine. So you are 100% correct, and that's why y'all in trouble. That's why the SWAC is in trouble.
Yeah, man. That's going to be an issue.
When they double Savage and they double the big tight ends, you guys didn't even talk about how big those tight ends are.
So when he said that, right? So I remember I was talking with some of the people in one of our in one of our group chats, right? Our nation group chat, and I was like, man, that's one of the first thing I saw. I was like, yo, look at this play formation, bro. Like they had, I think it was Burns, right? You know what I'm saying, that they had. I mean, literally, he's on the ball's on the right hash, right? He's literally on the opposite side of the other numbers. I'm like, yo, look at the space that they creating. That is crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, listen, I already know what we about to see is gonna be so. Listen, we gonna have to train our eyes to be so different because we gonna be like, oh, we didn't run the ball on first down and on second down. You know what I'm saying? Like we run 21 dive first down, second down. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna have to retrain ourselves, okay, to get used to this because it's chaos for real, man, and we gonna get it. And man, listen, it's about to go down, bro. Listen, people really don't understand what's about to hit them. I think we got some of us who understand. Some of our alumni don't even understand what's about to hit them.
They don't even understand because listen, Lionel, our small running back is 6 foot 200 pounds. Nobody's even thin, and we only want to get talking about the meat eaters. The offensive line is going to look different than the defensive line. You got bookends that are 6'5", 6'6", 250. Usually our defensive ends are 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah.
You know, and not that these dudes are rangy, fast, and they're scary. Coach Rock is gonna, I know your off script buddy said that our defense is plain and just base, but in the spring he did some weird stuff with that line. It's gonna be he's gonna get some openings. And who do you double on the line?
Right, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And you got two levels now this year, right? You got true one, and you got true twos, and you can really listen. You can really trust both units.
And that is the differentiator for this defense. We have depth. We got true depth. So you can rotate these guys. They can get a breather, stay fresh, and that helps you to truly dominate. That helps you with the non-conference games with high level opponents. That helps you with other SWAC schools like a FAMU who did have a bunch of big dudes on their line, and it wore our defensive line down. So and offensive line. So you got the depth there and the talent, not just big dudes, but they're talented. So that's the big piece, man. That's a game changer.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
it's gonna be real.
That's scary to think about. Stokes on one side, and man, it's just and SWAC player, defensive player
Presley on the other side. Yeah,
Presley, man.
Yeah, you know what? We didn't speak about Stokes, but I didn't see a lot of film on him, so I'm really excited to see and interested to see how his game relates to SWAC play, because people underestimate the talent level of the SWAC. They think that just because it's a big dude and he was a 4-star recruit,
that's
he's
true.
Come in SWAC and dominate. We've seen a guy. There was a transfer from LSU, a defensive end, a couple years ago, who I thought was going to come and dominate the SWAC. We barely heard his name on game day.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
No, that's true, man. But if you look at the spring game, man, I remember in one play specifically, that pick six, right? If you really go back and look, it was the pressure from Stokes that really made the quarterback throw off his back foot, right? And they got that pick for Bryce. So, and I seen multiple other plays where it's like, man, he was really causing a lot of havoc and trouble, man. And so when you think about, man, but this dude, he's a part of the second unit, right? Like, this the crazy thing, right? Like, we talking about, you still got CJ Preston, Jamal Marshall, you still got Steven Shaw, who didn't even get to play the full year last year, and you got Farrow on the first unit. And then you talking about the second unit, we can have Chester Gifford, right? You can have James Cate on this unit, Fred Stokes on the other side. Bro, the defensive line is gonna be crazy this year, right? You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be crazy this year. So that's why I say, I mean, the cornerbacks, I'm really hoping to see better play from them, because listen, I will say last year, the first couple games, we talked about this on the show, it took us a long time before we started getting pressure, right? So I will say that from the D line, they really didn't start getting pressure to that all-corn game, right? So now this year, that's not an excuse, you know what I'm saying, for the back end. Safeties, cornerbacks, not an excuse, because we getting pressure, right? So now we need you guys to be able to, you know what I'm saying, stay in your man. You only gonna need to be there for 3-4 seconds, my guy, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's gonna be a lot different. It's gonna be a lot different.
Now you gotta remember. Oh, yeah, excuse me. You gotta remember too that defensive back, and not making excuses, but that defensive backfield, we moved everybody out of position because of injuries, because Seatbelt, he was out of position, and so was a couple of other defensive backs. So people are back this year, and I think it's gonna be different on that back end.
You mentioned Seatbelt, so it's going to be interesting to see who steps up and takes his role, because he made a lot of big plays last year for a young guy.
Shout out to Kirk Martin, man. I appreciate you. He's the first member of the channel. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate you, Kirk, for supporting the channel, man, supporting PV Nation and PV versus everybody. Got some big things we're brewing. And so yeah, man, appreciate that. That's dope. Yeah, so I'm just ready, yo. That's the only thing I can say. Only thing I say now is, right, 3 days in the wake up. You know what I'm saying? My guy Javen Jackson got me, like, Javen is the one who really got them young gunners, is the one who really got me super excited. So I can't wait.
Can we make that t-shirt in a couple days? Can we get that together real quick?
Man, I think we can get it together, bro. I think we can put wake up. Listen, 3 days in the wake up need to be together. That is a part of the motto, right? For the rest of the years. 3 days in the wake up. As soon as we hit Wednesday, it's like, who next on the schedule? 3 days in the wake up. 3 days in the wake up, my guy. So, man, I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Carrie, for jumping on, man. I know Carrie is always a contributor, you know what I'm saying? So he's gonna be joining us too on our Sunday recap shows as well. Obviously, Joe, the door is always open for you ever wanting to jump on, man.
Oh man,
You know what I'm saying?
awesome.
Talk recap, talk previews for the next upcoming game, because all year we're gonna be building week by week, man, and getting it in. So but hey, PV Nation, I really, really appreciate you guys for joining us, right? I appreciate you guys for coming on and always supporting the channel, right? You know what I'm saying? Because listen, we got big things and we got big goals this year. So I hope you guys are really, really gonna continue to get at it. Because listen, we talked about 107. It ain't even 2 seats left. They gone. All right.
Nice.
It ain't even 2 seats left. They gone, right? And last time I looked, I think my guy told me, right? I think it was only like maybe 3 or 4 seats in 106 and 108 left too, right? You know what I'm saying? So we really getting it in this year, you know what I'm saying? And listen, if you ain't got your tickets yet for the game, you better go and get it, man, because listen, we about to pack it out and get it on. But that's all I got, man. Remember, like I said, 15,051. 15,051 and not a person less. All right. Until next time, man, we're going to holler at y'all.
Peace.
Appreciate you.